Today, my guest is Myagmarjargal Purev. She's a past life and spirit releasement therapist born in Mongolia and based in Fukuoka, Japan, and she gives sessions online. Myagmarjargal is her Mongolian name. She also goes by Meg. So Meg is a psychologist working in the Psychological and Psychometrics Institute of Mongolia, and she's now in Japan doing a PhD in Kyushu University. She took advanced training at the Past Life Awakening Institute and does a lot of work in past life regression and spirit releasement therapy. You can find her at her website, myagmarjargal.com. Links will be in the description below.
Although I knew that past life regression would be very helpful, I always had this doubt, is it really real? Does it really work? Can I do it? Those questions are always there. And my own session really cleared those ones up.
Right. And so for people that have been following it, we had that session, maybe it was 9 months ago, but since then you've been given, and I think you've given some sessions prior to that in hypnotherapy and a bit of past life regression. In fact, had you given some sessions in past life regression prior to your own session?
I actually found your course on Udemy, and that was just a foundational course. I started learning the past life regression therapy for the first time there. That was prior to my own session and also my professional course in hypnotherapy. And after starting to study the Udemy course, I started practicing past life regression therapy on people who are close to me. And it actually worked. And it has been working. So that's why I think I got more encouragement to get a past life regression for myself. And also because I had started practicing, I started having cases that led me to take a premium course with Past Life Awakening Institute.
Right. Yeah. So because of your, extensive background, so those certification advanced courses, there are a number of prerequisites. So it's actually relatively hard to get onto those courses, to be honest, because those prerequisites are quite high. You see a lot of the people on the podcast and people like Meg are psychologists and have a lot of training and experience as professional healers, working with a lot of emotional and mental issues. And then the jump to working with spiritual issues is a lot less. So you look at my courses and think, oh, it's not a lot of training required, and is it quite easy? But there's so much prerequisite required to get onto the course in the first place. And so, yeah, exactly. And also as you practice it, you find that, oh, I can do some past life regression for some relatively simple or moderate issues. But then there are other things that come up, which is, okay, now it's getting quite interesting. I think some in-person mentoring is going to be pretty important. How did you find that process of having our calls and then working with other members of the community that we've got started?
Yeah, so now looking back, the foundation course is really a foundation. And then going beyond that, yeah, I learned a lot. During the premium course, I think every step of the process taught me a lot. Taking up real clients and working on their issues with in a very systematic manner with mentoring helped a lot to hone on the methodical, the technical side of it. Also, working with my colleagues, co-students, I would say, taught me a lot when it came to handling diverse kind of cases, and also learning from other students was made possible through our SWAP sessions and practices.
Right, yeah. Great. So that's part of the journey into doing a lot of past life and spirit releasement type sessions. What's the kind of things that you tell people who might be interested about doing this kind of healing work? Maybe they think, oh, it sounds a bit too exciting for me. Maybe psychologists who are thinking about past life regression, or maybe past life people are thinking, oh, I don't know if spirit releasement therapy is something I want to do or not. What would you say?
I think through all the surprises and during my sessions and the work of resolving them would not really have been possible without mentoring. Because at a certain point you get to this a very surprising news. It's very intriguing and interesting. But without training, sometimes it's really hard to break through that. Yeah. So, for example, I really learned to have this conversation with whether it is the entity or the past life character to really get their story to crack the case up. So that's really what I learned during the mentoring session. So, yeah. So, having said this, to those who want to pick up this study, I would say that, well, if you have this intuitive knowing that you have to do something like this, just follow through it and try and see it, because nothing actually happens. Nothing really hurts us. If you have fear, especially, it's just important to know that nothing hurts us. There's always a way out. There's always an understanding behind everything. So just try and start it. Starting the process itself is very important. So once we start, we go along the process. The clients who come to you will have the cases to crack for you to grow as a therapist. At the same time, also having a very like trusting, reliable, and skillful mentor like you, Mark, would help the process a lot. As I said, without your mentoring, it would not have been possible for me to go through those very, very complicated cases. So, with this interest and intuition, and also the teacher, the mentor, the process can actually take you through a lot of interesting things. And before you know that, I think you'll be able to complete your training and realize that you can be a professional healer.
Okay, thanks for those kind words. That's good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and it has been unbelievable experience. I'm still like time wise, I'm still a new healer, but it has been really intensified training experience.